Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and this is my guide for surviving against Jacqui Briggs in Mortal Kombat 11. So, not too long ago, I put out a video about the community talk towards banning Jacqui, and once again, I don't agree towards banning the character, but part of the reason why that's even discussion is, hey, Jacqui's very strong, and she's the strongest character that did not get a nerf in the Aftermath patch. And of course, the biggest thing people complain about is the upgraded variation of Jacqui. Say, variation 2 next gen. This is the one I find the most interesting, personally, what with all the plasma shots and the DOTs and all that kind of stuff and interesting neutral. That is not the one people care about. In fact, almost nobody plays this variation, right? It is definitely all about upgraded Jacqui. So that's what this video is going to be. Talking about dealing with upgraded Jacqui specific scenarios. Now, Jacqui, even if she had no variation specific stuff, right, she would still be a very strong character. She has a lot of strong, fundamentally sound stuff. Like forward 1-2, forward 3-1. The fist is really good. It travels across the screen really fast, safe on block. Back 2 covers a lot of space and some mid as well, right? She's got a lot of fundamentally strong stuff. So, even if you took variations out of the equation, she's still a very good character, and I don't think that's ever going to change. But educating yourself about, what's up with upgraded, I think that's what we can do. So, just about everything people complain about upgraded Jacqui is obviously based off the jump, right? The jump is where it all begins and it all ends. It's all about the jump. So, let's talk about that, and let's talk about the base shot option here from the jump. So first up here, the shrapnel shot here after the jump, it's a mid. It is not an overhead. You are allowed to duck it, and at certain heights, as you can see here, if you duck it, and I didn't do the tightest timing for the recording, just so you know, but if you duck it, it can go over your head. So if someone is very sloppy about that, hey, there you go, world's your oyster, right? Because then you can get a punish from it. Now, on top of this being a mid, you might see options like this where people will do the jump and immediately go for the low. Since you now know the shrapnel shot's a mid, once again, once you see the jump, there's no real reason to stand block. So if the shrapnel shot comes out, it's a mid anyways, so you get to block it. And this is the low, the little ground pound, so you get to deal with both. And of course from there, that's a punishable move. So after the initial jump, I know the brain screams when someone's in the air, you got to stand block, right? That's generally, God knows how many years of fighting games will beat that into your head. But in this specific scenario, you do not have to stand block. Now, when you think about your given options, especially the universal stuff, you might think, well, okay, I'm just going to flawless block it up to the shrapnel shot when it happens, and then Bob's your uncle and go from there. It's a universal mechanic, yes, but it's not universally applicable, sadly. So, in example here where we have Kotal Khan. So here we are dealing with that block string here, and they're going to land on our head, and we want to get, beyond that point specifically. So there we blocked it, we did our flawless blocking up too, and Kotal is very lucky that he has a massive, baseball bat swing that covers the whole airspace above him, right? But that's Kotal, that is not necessarily the rest of the cast. So now let's bring in someone with maybe a less fortunate up 2 here after a flawless block like Shiva, right? How is this going to turn out for Shiva here? Same block string scenario here. So we're just going to do a string, shot into landing, right? So what's going to happen here? Oh, whoops, completely whiffed. And it bopped us on our friggin' head, right? So that didn't work out so good. So the flawless block in this scenario, it's really character dependent. And you should also know there are certain string starters where there is no flawless block possible. So forward 1-2, it's a very good button, so I'm using that as an example. For in this specific scenario, yeah, you can flawless block the shrapnel shot afterwards, right? But if I were to do, say, forward 3-1, no dice. You cannot get the shrapnel shot flawless blocked in time. It's all one true block string. So just let it be known. I know it's a usual go-to. Hey, flawless block is an answer for a lot of problems. Against Jacqui, not so much. So now that we got the basic scenario laid out here, right? So she's going to do a string, whatever, jump up, shrapnel shot EX, land, do a jumping attack, and then just keep going from there, right? what do we do? So generally speaking, one, remember, hey, you don't have to stand block during this scenario here, right? You will if you want to block, you know, that jumping attack coming up. But hey, we have options after that shrapnel blast. Like, hey, we can just uppercut. Now, the uppercut option is dependent character to character. Some people are better at it than others, right? And if you're even a little bit slow on the wheel here, you will get conked on the head. So in this scenario here, a slow uppercut equals a counter hit equals she lands on your head, and the whole process begins all over again, right? So you don't, if you're using an uppercut, make sure it's a quick one or a good one, right? But now that said here, other options. For some characters, it could just be as simple as doing a jab. A lot of people have pretty decent jabs, and you can convert that jab into whatever else you would like. Some people, like Shiva, her stand 2. Her hurt box on her stand 2 moves in a really weird direction, which makes it very difficult for Jacqui to kind of land on her head with the standard punch. So now keep in mind though, Jacqui doesn't have to land on your head with the punch. She can do a jumping kick as well, right? And in this scenario here, the stand 2 for Shiva, it works good against the landing punch, but not so much against the landing kick. And unfortunately, character to character, you're going to have to test it out. Now, for a lot of characters, the stand jab is kind of the catch-all. Like, it works pretty good either way. So just wait for the flash and then just, you know, jab and get your follow-up. And just kind of go from there, and I'm dropping the follow-ups because I'm recording, but whatever, right? But yeah, so stand jab is a good cure-all, and a lot of other people have a lot more character-specific options. So let's take someone like Cabal. So his down 3, I know it doesn't look like it, but it really is one of the best anti-airs in the game. And for Jacqui, she can try to land on your head with a punch, try to land on your head with the kick. It really don't matter. Cabal can easily crush it. It's basically a non-factor for him. As soon as she falls, just go for down 3. It's literally that simple. Like, she will lose. It's a Cabal specific thing, but Cabal can do it pretty easy, right? So he will have an easier time of it than other characters. So characters with exceptional anti-airs, that just might be your go-to. So now we kind of hit the happy and pass. Well, okay, well, now we know, okay, we'll just wait a little bit longer and then we'll just knock her out of it, right? But there's a big problem here in that if Jacqui has 2 bars, it's simply not that simple. So now let's try to punish that scenario here with Jacqui, and Jacqui has 2 bars. Probably not going to turn out so good for us. Let's find out. Oh, punch. Oh, no. And we're recomboed, and that's all there is to it, right? So basically, a lot of what I just told you, while yes, it's accurate and yes, it works, a lot of it goes out the window if she's willing to spend the second bar. And for Jacqui in this scenario too, spending the second bar is all a natural combo as well. So you kind of just gotta guess, unfortunately. So that's really the long and short of it. I don't got an easy answer for you here. You just gotta guess. If Jacqui has 2 bars and the opponent is willing to burn both in this scenario, if you try to do the quote-unquote right way to beat it, you're gonna get bopped, you're gonna get knocked out, and you're gonna get comboed. So the thing to know here is Jacqui with 2 bars in this scenario is a hell of a lot more dangerous than Jacqui with just 1 bar because of the threat. So if you think you're willing to challenge it, Jacqui can just say no. Not happening, and just take away all your options, and that's all there is to it, and you kind of just gotta like it. So what's the answer in this scenario here? Well, the answer is block. The one thing about this that's the positive you can look forward to it, yes, she's going to basically get another turn right away, but if she wants to burn both bars, well then, hey, she's not going to have any bars left, right? So you are now safe from the phantom scenario here of this happening until she has 2 bars again. Jacqui with 1 bar, she can do the shotgun once. She can do it again to bait you out, like in a certain scenario here. So say the enemy's blocking, I can shotgun and do another shotgun, right? And the shrapnel will beat out the follow-up, but I got no way to keep myself safe, right? So if this gets blocked as, like, what is this, negative 19? You are donezo, right? So that's a 50-50. And, you know, she gets a turn back if she's right, and if not, she's done. You get whatever punish you can dream up. So that's fine and all, but it's when she has 2 bars, that's when it becomes very deadly because she gets to keep the whole scenario, keep the whole combo, and still her turn. So when she has 2 bars, you basically got to take a read on the player. Not so much Jacqui. It's the player that's the problem. So you got to think, is the player going to be willing to spend both bars? And if they are, then you just got to sit there and block. And directly off the piggyback of that, Jacqui with no meter, if she has no offensive bars, the whole dream of jump, shotgun, EX, all that is dead, right? You don't have to worry about that kind of pressure if she has no meter. Now, that said, it's not like you don't got to worry, right? She still has forward 1-2. She still has forward 3-1. 1-1 is plus on block. She can still do rush punch. She still has her weird back 3, which like can actually crush certain low attacks by going over the foot and hanging on. Like, she's still got a million good things, right? But at least if she has no meter, that specific stuff you don't have to worry about anymore. And with a lot of that said, I hope this helps you understand the character a bit better. Once again, Jacqui, fundamentally, without any of the variation-specific gigaws and all that fun stuff, she's still an incredible character. And with that, you just gotta play good and deal with it. I can't really say much else, right? But once again, a lot of the crux, a lot of the arguing, a lot of the fighting, a lot of the just bad will is coming from upgraded Jacqui. So with that, I hope you understand how to deal with some of the upgraded Jacqui gimmicks a little bit better. And with that said, my friends, I guess that's the end of this video. So hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Mortal Kombat.